Did you say, oh, no, there? You said, oh, no, when I mimed? What's wrong with you? You're getting paid your $10, you bastard! Do you believe that? I was just trying to do something interesting, to do some miming. People love miming. Everybody hates miming, don't they, everybody? I mean, do you ever see a mime and go, stop, no, stop? So, you know, if you're a mime and you're watching this show and you're offended, call me, leave a voicemail. You know? Do you know how at the start of the show, like, sometimes there's really exciting things. Well, there's not very exciting things, but sometimes you know, there's puppets or I sing or something like that. Well, there's none of that tonight, and I'll tell you why. Don't you all? There's some kind of revolution occurring here. This is not, can I take a straw poll? Do I look like Gallup to you? By the way, I made a few movies under the name Gallup. You may recognize me. I was the cheeky stable boy. Anyway, you know how there's sometimes things that are exciting at the start of the show? That's not happening tonight. Don't know! Because the rest of the show will be exciting. Look, I'll be honest with you, this one's pretty bad, but I really need you to watch because I need this job. There's a recession on and no one else will have me. But if you watch the show tonight, you know, and you enjoy it, then you'll help the CBS Corporation, and through helping CBS and their advertisers, you'll help America. So you got to ask yourself, you know, do you love America or not? It's a simple question of patriotism. Are you going to watch the rest of the show? Or are you going to be a traitor to your country? I thought so. I'll see you after the commercials.
It's on to stay up, it's been a long, long day, and you've got the Sandman at your door. But hang on, leave the TV on, and let's do it anyway. It's okay, tomorrow's just your future yesterday.
Ladies and gentlemen, Craig Ferguson.
Your enthusiasm for later, because I happen to know this is a very weak show tonight. This is what in a normal run of events, this show is pretty poor. But tonight, it's god-awful. So I'll need you to do the fake hooray! But not yet. No. This is the good bit. I know! It's gonna get worse than this. Oh, yeah, it's gonna get worse than this. It's a great day for America, everybody. Yes, it is. Actually, sometimes I say that and you go, well, it's not really that great a day. But today it really is a great day because the drug companies have announced they're going to give away free boner pills to the unemployed. Take this job and shove it, pal! They say that if your unemployment goes on for more than 4 hours, you should call your doctor. Amazing. To raise money for California, the Governor Schwarzenegger said he's willing to sell some of the state's aging landmarks, like San Quentin Prison's up for sale. I know. So far, the only bid has come from Dick Cheney, who apparently wants to use it as a vacation home in the summer. I can just relax in the atmosphere. John McCain's mother was on TV last night saying she doesn't like Rush Limbaugh. I know. I think I speak for us all when I say John McCain's mother is still alive. What? Good on you, Mrs. McCain. There's very big news from here in Hollywood, as you can see outside. The greatest living American movie director, Martin Scorsese, announced his next film, and it's about Frank Sinatra. Yeah! They announced it today on the 11th anniversary of Sinatra's passing, and there's all kind of rumours who's going to play Sinatra. Scorsese apparently wants Leonardo DiCaprio, because he's part Italian. You know, DiCaprio. I do Leonardo and DiCaprio. Sounds completely Italian to me. What, that DiCaprio, is that a Polish name? No, I don't think so. Anyway, apparently Scorsese wants Leonardo DiCaprio. He's worked very successfully with him in the past. But apparently the studio wants Johnny Depp. Not so Italian. Not at all, actually. And some Italian Americans took to the streets today. You know, they were yelling, honking horns, talking with their hands, acting all crazy. Then they heard about the movie. Now... No, they're very upset. What's a Scorsese doing? Johnny Depp, he's the gay pirate. He gotta play Sinatra. CBS doesn't endorse my impression of Italian Americans and would like to distance himself from the ensuing furore. Anyway, Scorsese doesn't just have to cast Sinatra. He's got to cast a whole Rat Pack. And I have some very exciting news for you. I want to tell you, it'll be in the papers tomorrow. Martin Scorsese called me this morning and asked me to play Liza Minnelli. There's a striking resemblance. Do you see a picture? Look at the picture. There you go. Look at that. I think it's true. Am I the only one that sees this? Never mind. Anyway, apparently, Scorsese's movie is going to focus on Frank and the women in his life. Because he once married Mia Farrow. Given Sinatra's reputation, people thought Mia Farrow was crazy for marrying him, this was, of course, before she married Woody Allen. And they knew she was crazy. You know what, Scorsese, if you're watching tonight, you know what your film needs? This. Ooh. You put that in, people will be throwing Oscars at you, pal. Sinatra. Oh, yeah, Frank Sinatra had a lot of nicknames. They called him the chairman of the board. Now, only someone as cool as Sinatra could pull off a nickname that dull. Chairman of the board. That's like having the nickname assistant manager of human resources. Sinatra was also known as The Voice because his voice was so beautiful. It's the same reason I'm known as The Wiener. That's not a joke. He was also known as Old Blue Eyes, but I don't think he liked being called that. No one wants a nickname, you know, old. You know, old anything. Nobody called old. If you called Frank Old Blue Eyes to the face, he'd give you Old Black Eyes. This was back in the days when pop stars were tough, you know, Frank. Can you imagine a Jonas Brother showing a punch? Purity ring. It might bruise you. Anyway, Sinatra, this is what I'm talking about. Every time I think about the Jonas Brothers, I get distracted by their adorableness. Anyway, Sinatra is what I'm talking about. Sinatra was the first modern pop superstar. Because remember, in the 1940s, pop music was very safe, It was very predictable, very bland. There was all this crap on the radio, exactly as it is today, actually. And then Sinatra came along and he shook things up. He was very popular with the teenage girls who were called bobby socksers, who were the bad girls of their time. They wore the little poodle skirts to the knee and they rolled their socks down to the ankle. It was the 1940s equivalent of the tramp stamp tattoo just above your ass. I love you the most, Brett. Black velvet. Now, the ladies love Frank. You know why women love Frank? Because they love a crooner. A real crooner can sing anything, and women don't care. They don't even care what the words are, as long as it's crooned. As long as you croon it, it's fine. Your ass looks fat in those jeans. Oh, thank you. It's true. Sinatra was so cool, he didn't even need bother with the words of the song. He'd just make up words and sing them. Ring-a-ding-ding, roody-toot-toot-toot-toot. Jack, baby, tonight. He could take someone else's song and make it his own. Once you heard the Sinatra version of the song, that's the one you remember. You go, send in the clowns. Clowny, clown, clown. Clown, clowny, clown. Clown, clowny, clown, clown. And he had all different songs about different cities. He had that song, L.A. is my lady, which was better than the follow-up song, Denver is my bitch. You know, it's a very rare combination of singing and acting talent, though, Sinatra. There's only one person that could do that today. Only one, of course, and that would be Timberlake. That's when your phony enthusiasm could come in. We're right back, everybody. Tootie toot, Jack, baby, tonight. Tonight. You know, Sinatra's signature song, of course, was My Way. Well, it was. I mean, that's one of them. You know, it was a remake of a French pop song that had different lyrics, and there was someone else who tried to remake the same song. You know who it was? David Bowie. Yes, he did. You imagine David Bowie singing My Way, and he'd put in all the David Bowie things. He'd do the, and now the Triceratops is here. I face the deadly creature. Come on, that was actually pretty good, I think, to be honest. Yes, you'll go a long way in show business, Ferguson, with your not very bad impression of David Bowie. Why, you're going all the way to the top. Do we have time for the emails? Yes, yes, we do. Oh, no, Sinatra email jingle. Roody toot, yeah. This is from Bill in Brunswick in Georgia. I'm not going to read it, but I wanted Bill to know. You know why, Bill. You know why. This is from Kelly in Delaware, Ohio. Delaware, Ohio? Oh, I guess there's a town called Delaware in Ohio. Good. I'm glad that didn't come up in the citizenship test. Kelly says, Dear Craig, is your favourite part of the cake the frosting or the actual cake part? Well, it depends on the cake itself, doesn't it? I mean, if you've got your carrot cake, my favourite type of cake, and then you have frosting made of chocolate, which you don't get on a carrot cake, but if you did, then that'd be something. And now the end is near, and Triceratops ziggy from the down. This is from Kevin in Toronto, in Ontario, which is in Canada. I know it's in Canada. Now, let me see. If anyone mentions Toronto, shall I tell him? I know where Toronto is. I've been to Toronto. I've got friends in Toronto. I've got relatives in Toronto. I've got Toronto tattooed on my chest. All right, one of these things isn't true. Anyway, Kevin says, Dear Craig, are the commercials coming up after this email? Nope. Nope. This is from Angel in Norwich, in Connecticut. I thought it was the one in Canada. Well, it's not. Toronto's in Canada. I think he knows. Angel in Norwich in Connecticut says... Connecticut's lovely, isn't it? Hey, Murphy. Angel says, Dear Craig, Amy Smart gave you a dog statue the other night. Why isn't it on your desk? She did, actually. Because it's here, that's why. I can hear you on, and you're not going to bait me with that. I'll tell you why it's not on my desk, because it creeps me out. Come on, that's just the kind of thing that Brendan Fraser would find in one of those movies, in a tomb, and then from ancient Egypt, and it would curse him. He'd all be having a fever and everything, and he'd be like, oh, put me back where I belong. Where do you belong? In a crappy gift shop. All right. No, Amy, I'm kidding. It's a fantastic present. The best present I've ever received since my rattlesnake cup. You know, it's actually, I tell you what, it's my birthday on Sunday, and I can't imagine anyone getting me a gift to match the giant dog. Remember that email when the guy asked if the commercials were coming up? Well, they are now. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. I'm just getting the fake thing that isn't really there off my desk. It's an old late-night tradition. You go, oh, let me just do this. I'll just move stuff around, drink my beverage, even although I'm not thirsty. Do we have some music for that non-existent band? No, you the man. We're deconstructing the entire format. Hey, you know this week in the Senate, they began to debate that bill that would enact the major credit card reform. And we've got an update now. Here, with an update live from the Capitol in Washington, D.C., our very own Tim Meadows, everybody. There you are. Can you hear me on the satellite, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you, Craig.
How are you doing there, Tim? How are you?
I'm good, Craig. I just saw that new Star Trek movie. Wow, that girl who plays Uhura set phasers on bone, right? Yeah, I'd like to live long and impregnate her, right?
Tim, stop it. This is a report. It's meant to be a report about credit cards.
Okay, well, how about this? I'd like to swipe my card in her machine, right? And by machine, I mean her sweet, sweet
All right, that's enough. I know what you mean.
All right.
All right. Now, tell us about the credit card reform bill.
Well, Craig, that bill would bring major change to the industry, but the new laws wouldn't go into effect for 9 months. That's enough time to make a baby with Uhura.
Just knock it off, Tim. Now, if this bill passes, it would end unfair lending practices like blanket rate hikes and universal default.
Yeah, it would also end my insomnia because it's so boring. Hey, can't we go back to talking about me having sex with Uhura?
You, my friend, are very lucky that this is a fake news report. I'm telling you that. Have you even read this bill?
Oh, hell no, Craig. Look at this thing, man. It's huge. It scares the crap out of me, man. Last time I saw a legal document this size, it was a restraining order. Damn you, Beyonce!
Beyonce took out a restraining order against you?
Yeah, you know, Craig, apparently that song goes, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it, and not, if you like it, then you should try and put it in the trunk of your car. Yeah.
I thought it was, if you like it, then you should have cooked your ding-dong on it. Anyway, Tim, what about the identity theft? That's something people are very worried about, the identity theft. They're worried about it.
Yeah, they are worried about identity theft. I'm one of those people that's worried about identity theft, Craig. That's why I only use one card.
Tim, that's a coupon for a lap dance.
Oops. My bad, Craig. Wait a second. Here's the card that I use.
Hey, that's my credit card.
Yeah.
Damn. It's got my photograph on it. Yeah, there you go. How could you do this?
Well, Craig, I had no choice. My credit cards won't work anymore. I'm up to my ears in debt. I even had to take a side job as a phone sex operator. Oh, great. Hi, this is Jasmine. Yeah, I'm just lying around my dorm room in my panties.
Hi, Jasmine.
How are you?
Jasmine, I kind of wanted to talk to Tim.
Craig, is that you? Damn it, you pervert.
You're right. I'm sorry, Tim.
You know, apologize to Jasmine, too. Come on.
Sorry, Jasmine.
She does not forgive you. She can be such a bitch.
All right, that's enough. 10 Meadows, everybody. We'll be right back. I'm sorry I suffer from restless leg syndrome. People who really suffer from restless leg syndrome are really annoyed when I do that. I'm really fed up with them doing that. My first guest, you'll probably know him from the NBC show, the Deal or No Deal. It's awesome. And Howie Do It, of course. Please welcome Canadian wonderkind Howie Mandel, everybody.
Thank you.
See, I did that thing because I know you've got a touch of the OCD about the contact, so I just did that instead.
Well, I love that. I wish that would just take off, that there was no more touching.
Yeah, all right.
No more touching. You know, my wife usually feels the same way, too.
No more touching? I don't know. I thought you were getting better with it.
No, I'm not. I have OCD, and this whole, the swine flu thing is.
It must be driving you, because
No, I actually feel.
What? What? Whoa!
No, I feel like the whole world. It's like a big "I told you so." Now the world. See?
Cool. Well, yeah, a little bit.
Last time I was here, you had a little cough.
A little cough.
And now look what happened. It blossomed into the swine flu.
That wasn't. I'm not responsible for the swine flu.
Oh. I didn't know. All right, so let's move on. No, but I mean, it's like they're telling you to wash your hands. They're telling you to wash your hands like crazy. Don't touch things. Don't touch. And now the whole world is living like Howie Mandel. It's
Wait. Not many of us are carrying our things on our pants like that.
No,
Now,
this is great.
Are you
This is-
choosing-
No, they
choosing-
just gave me pants backstage, and somebody came. I didn't have any. When I come to a show naked, and then I make a decision.
Right.
But anyway, somebody brought me pants, and this is the. I think it's the tag from the pants, but I'm going to leave it because it's a good napkin at the urinal. You know, a couple seconds.
Urinal napkins?
Yeah, urinal napkin. That way I don't even have to touch myself. I just a little napkin. It brings a whole new meaning to wet nap.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought you were just choosing swatches for your...
No,
you know.
yes, for the drapes, the upholstery. What I see is I see drapes. Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't.
Oh, listen, congratulations, by the way. Congratulations, you just got nominated for an Emmy.
I did. For the game show host, daytime game show host. And I'll tell you something. I was just watching the show today. It airs every day. It's syndicated every day. Check your local listings. I was watching myself, and I thought, God, I am great. So what a coincidence that I was nominated, and hopefully I'll win. I don't... What?
What happened to you, man? You never used to be like this.
You know what? I got big-headed.
You got big-headed?
I did.
Because you were Canadian for such a long time. By the way, there's a
from
guy
there.
over
Yes,
there.
I know.
He'll tell you where Toronto is if you want.
That's the man who invented GPS.
Yeah.
That's
Really?
Gordon Peter Solomon. Yes.
I know where everything is.
Yes.
Now, how can I help everyone?
You know what made me big-headed? I have to tell you, I was talking, I'm not usually big-headed, but you have a producer who talked to me and Megan, she's right there.
Yeah,
Yes.
Megan's over there,
And she
yeah.
talked to me yesterday, and she reminded me, you know, all the accolades we get, and just the fact that we have a job, that's a big accolade.
We don't include me in your Emmy accolade land.
No, I said we have a job, right? If you have a show. There's a lot of people out there that don't even have a show. But that's aren't there?
I don't
What
know
are you
what's-
laughing
I
at?
don't know
You don't
why
have a
is
show.
that
You're right, but
I think they're laughing because apparently if you're unemployed, you get free boner
I know.
pills.
You know, I know why they're laughing. Because I watched the beginning of the show, and you told them to laugh because you said this was the worst show in the world.
Yeah, well,
so that's why. So let's not talk about that. Let's change the subject. But I'll go back to the subject you were talking about. Why did I become so big-headed?
Oh, yeah, why did you become big-headed?
Because of accolades. I'll tell you something. You get things in this business that nobody gives you. And I was talking to your producer on the phone, and she reminded me. She saw me tell this story, and it's a true story, and she didn't believe it. And she said, bring it in.
You carry all your stories around in pamphlet
I have a
form?
pamphlet story. I have a story. No, the pamphlet, because she didn't believe me. I talked about if you're in the West Valley, I'm not supposed to give the address. They don't want me to plug it. But I will tell you, what does it say? The waxing goddess.
The waxing goddess, body waxing. Yeah, it's
Right.
a body waxing.
Okay, look at
salon,
this.
yeah.
Tell me you don't get big-headed when you see this. Look at this. Read that. Read that.
Wow, look
Don't
at
show
that.
the address.
Yeah.
What does that say?
The Howie Mandel. You can have...
For the ladies.
Look, it's there.
Yes. From $60 to $75. That's what gets me.
Yeah. Well, it depends on the area you have to cover, I think.
Well, ma'am, you have a huge lawn.
Well,
We're gonna have.
Wow.
You know what also gets me? Like the instructions that I just read them. You made me pull this out. The instructions I read. Look at this. It says like it's going to be helpful in case you're going to be waxed.
Showering right before your service softens the hair and allows the hair to be removed with less discomfort.
Now, if they are removing the hair there, you think it's to make it easier, or do you think the showering, there's a whole other reason why they want the shower? That's what I think. I don't think this is right. And number two, this is what bothers me a little bit, because I live in this area, and my son, who's 19 years old, is doing very well, and he's dating. And I can imagine at one point it would be very off-putting to get wherever he's trying to get and find his dad there. You don't want to, you know what I'm saying?
I'm good.
So you ask why I'm big-headed.
You have a body waxing named after
Right.
you. Most people go for a sandwich. Larry King has a sandwich. You know, I mean.
I have a taco.
Yeah. Well, you know.
I love it. I just see there's some people in the front row. He's explaining it to her.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's in Canada.
Yeah, right.
It's in Canada. Hey, listen, you were up in Vegas. I didn't see you. Paula came to see me. You were with Paula Abdul. Paula came to see me backstage, and you went.
I was shooting Howie Do It, and they set up the cameras. And in between scenes, I wanted to see your show. So every time I would do my work, and then I'd run into the room and see you.
My show?
And to see your show. He's hysterical.
Did you buy a ticket?
No. No, I'm... Do you know who I am? I have vaginas like this. I don't have to buy tickets. But, no, I didn't. But you're hysterical. If you get a chance at the you always play the MGM?
Usually,
the Hollywood
yeah,
Theater?
yeah,
If you get a chance and you're in Vegas or wherever he is, hysterical. I saw like 6 minutes and then I went out and worked for half an hour and then I came in and I saw another 4 minutes and then you know, it's very hard for me to...
These are the best 6 and 4 minutes I do. The rest of the time is just filler. I just talk about waxing that's named after me and stuff like that.
Do you like Vegas? Vegas is very hard for me.
Why? Oh, because of the cleanliness.
The cleanliness
thing. Everybody's touching.
I'm touching, but I have fun because I'm not really around crowds a lot, and that you have to be around crowds. I was telling I've done this with my wife a lot. It makes her mad, but it's fun to do. I do this in malls with my wife, but if you're in Vegas, you know how it's really crowded in the casino?
Yeah.
I'll do this in the casino. I'll be walking through the casino, and then every so often, for no reason at all, I'll go, oh, like that. I do that. Which is, it's not that funny in itself, but I swear to you, if you're in a crowded casino and you go, oh, like that, the guy right behind you, he'll do that too. And there's a great moment. There's a great moment right when I come to a stop where he goes, what was it? And I go, I don't know. And then that's just, I do that a lot. They've asked me not to walk through the casino.
No, don't walk through the casino.
No, so I go through the kitchen and I go to catch your act,
yeah.
and I do that. But my wife, the family likes to come. We go there and we do shopping in the restaurants and that. And
all right. You okay? Because we're done. We have to go to commercial, but I want you to let you settle before we go.
I've got to settle.
Yeah.
Just give me a second. Give me a second.
Yeah,
give me a second.
yeah.
Give me a second. Okay. All right. Go now. Go now.
Howie Mandel, everybody. We'll be right back. This is the best book I am about to read. And the author of this book, who is a best-selling author... Wait a minute. This is the latest book, Life Sentences. It's in stores now. Please welcome the prestigiously talented Laura Lippman, everybody. Laura Lippman. Laura, here, look, there's you there on the back.
I know it doesn't look like me.
It does a bit,
A bit.
actually. Yeah, let me see. Yeah. Do this.
Oh, yes.
There you go. Yeah, that's you, all right. Let me just check your ID. Yes, it's you. We can continue. Now, you write the scary books. So, well, they're kind of thrillery, kind of mystery, kind of detective-y. Well, you write them. You tell me.
That's the perfect description. Kind of mystery, kind of crimey. I mean, they're dark. They're crime novels.
Yeah, they are.
They're mysteries. Yeah. Things get solved.
And do they happen in Baltimore?
They all happen in Baltimore.
Because you're from Baltimore.
I'm from Baltimore.
I
It's my
like
hometown.
Baltimore, you know.
You've been there.
I have, yeah. And John Waters is from there.
I know John Waters because it's a small town. We all know each other. I mean, really, yeah.
I like John very much indeed.
Oh, John's a terrific writer.
I don't wish to out him in any way, but I think he might be gay.
Possibly. He's very discreet.
I'm just saying, you know. He's not flamboyant in any way, but I think he might be.
You know, eventually he might decide he wants to.
He might tell the world at some point where he stands on that particular thing. Now, what's this one about then in the Life Sentences then?
It's about a memoir writer who goes home to investigate a long ago crime and finds out that her own life story is essentially unknown to her, that she's been wrong about everything.
And did you were a writer, a reporter, a journalist?
A reporter. I've never written a memoir. I know you're writing a memoir.
I've finished writing it.
What's that hard to do? Because I can't imagine writing a memoir.
Nah, I just made it all up.
Yeah.
I didn't, of course, for legal reasons. That's all crap. No, it wasn't that bad. It was easy because I've done it all, so I just did it. But I was very clear at the beginning to say, look, this is how I remember it. It might not happen this way. It's how I remember it.
People are laughing.
Two different things. Yeah.
They're two very different things. This book was born in part because my husband had this story that he loved to tell, and it was this great childhood memory. All these wonderful, vivid details. It turned out almost all of it was wrong. When we finally checked it out, it was a memory of a baseball game. It was all wrong. And he was telling it on opening day 2005. And someone said, oh, I don't think it happened that way.
Yeah.
And we looked into it. It was like, no, it was all, I mean, it was essentially true. But all of the facts
Well, I think
happen to be
essentially
wrong.
true is fine in a literary sense. I mean, no, I do. Like, I actually today, I got the copy editor's notes for the book I'd written. And the copy editor, there was some guy that I wrote in that used to go to a club that I was the bouncer at in New York in the 1980s, right? And it's a dark time in my life. And the copy editor wrote, I can't find any record of this person existing. Can you prove he existed? And I just put, no. No, I can't. So you can take it out or put it in, but I can't. What do you want me to do? Go, where am I meant to find a guy called Sparky? You know.
No, I know. Yeah, I know the whole copy.
But you write about it's based in your world a little bit because you were a crime reporter, right?
I was a reporter. I did police reporting. I think I did everything but sports over 20 years of being a reporter. If you name a beat, I did it. I covered it.
And you did the homicides and all that?
Oh yeah, I did lots of homicides.
Doesn't it make you feel have a very jaded view of humanity looking at all that stuff?
You can go either way. You can become very jaded, or you can actually begin to think, you know what? I mean, the thing that killed me in Baltimore is Baltimore at its worst, almost a homicide a day. Like really every 36 hours, someone was being murdered in Baltimore. And most of those stories were one paragraph. And that just killed me. I thought that's wrong. And so it actually made me take homicide more seriously and be less jaded because I was thinking of all the stories that weren't getting told.
Right. Yeah. Because your husband, of course, is famously the creator of the Wire, which is a spectacular opus about Baltimore. It's really like that.
Parts are like that. I mean, yeah,
Because I watched The Wire and I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of like where I grew up.
Oh, Glasgow, right?
Yeah,
Baltimore and Glasgow are so much alike.
Tell me about it, girl. I know. Have you been there?
As a matter of fact, Glasgow, I was there last fall when I found out that a dear friend had died, and I found out that Glasgow is a city where you could walk around with tears streaming down your face. Nobody noticed and nobody cared, which is sort of a blessing at the time, but I've never felt more at home in any other city than Glasgow.
There are three cities that I know. Well, it's kind of four. There's the Glasgow, Baltimore, Cleveland, and Boston. Because they all have that same kind of about them. And there's only one other town that I've noticed like that, which is Moscow in Russia.
Oh, that I've not been to, but I feel at home there too.
Yeah. It's very similar, kind of lots of alcohol and reading.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It really is an awesome place. It's fantastic. Do you see much of John Waters these days? I think he's on the show soon, isn't he? A couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, I'll tell the story because it was outed in the newspaper. We tried to keep it secret. John Waters was my minister. He married us.
John's a minister?
Mm-hmm. But
Pray tell, of which church would John be a minister?
Universal Life.
Universal Life Church.
And he asked us to keep it a secret, but some nosy reporter went and looked up our marriage license down at the courthouse because he doesn't want to marry anyone who calls up and asks. But John has married, I think, 16 or 17 couples, and at least all but one of them are still together. That's a pretty good track record.
That's not bad. Do you know that Mr. Rogers was also a minister and he married people too?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he would put his cardigan on and marry people. He did it. He's a friend of mine, lives in Florida. He got married to his wife, Mr. Rogers. He's been married to her for 30 years or something.
Well, did he have that kind of ministry that, you got out of the back of Rolling Stone or off the internet?
Mr. Rogers? I don't think so.
No, he was like the real thing.
I think he got his by special sweater power or something. No idea. Anyway, the book is called Life Sentences. It's out now. I'm going to read this. I will. I promise you.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because it looks very exciting to me.
I read your novel.
You did?
I did.
Do you like it?
It was excellent. It was amazing. I was
You can
really
come back
quite
then
impressed.
if you want. If you want to come back, then. You can come back here for my next book if you like. Laura Lippman, everybody. We'll be right back.
What did we learn on the show tonight, Greg?
I went too long. Good night, everybody.